Hi, everybody. Thank you for stopping by and subscribing to my YouTube channel, Politics with Sherry Jacobus. And if you just happen to find me another way, I hope you'll hit that subscribe button and help me out. Trump cheats at everything. Newsflash, right? Remember those missing votes uncovered in Smart Elections legal case in Rockland County, New York? Apparently, they are the tip of the iceberg that extends across swing states into Texas. Somebody's been sending me this stuff. So on Monday, a big story came out. There's an investigative piece. It's very complicated, but it all makes sense. It goes back to Leonard Leo. It goes back to, we know what Elon Musk was up to, and Trump himself even bragging that we never have to have elections together. You never have to worry about voting again. He has all but said we can cheat forever. So we need to keep that in mind. And when the idiot MAGA go, oh, you sound like an election denier. We thought that was not, we're not supposed to do that. Well, Trump cheats. The Democrats did not. Joe Biden did not. Trump cheated in 2016, 2020, only failed, and 2024. Putin, Elon Musk, and some of these other aspects. Now, there are some people that say, well, we haven't been able to prove it yet, but we know he did. And I think we need to be well past, it's dangerous to be so naive to think, well, in this case, we better not even talk about it or believe it until we have absolute proof. We have proof. We have piles of evidence. We have him practically admitting it. It's also something that we just know. Guys, our democracy is at stake. You must operate with the premise, the solid premise, that Trump cheated, because Trump cheats at everything. He cheats on his wives. He cheats on business partners. Okay? He cheats at golf a lot. He cheats on his taxes. He cheats when he lies about his health, his height, his weight, his IQ, his grades. He says he was a smart student. No, he wasn't. Remember, he went to Fordham for 2 years. He couldn't get in to University of Pennsylvania. So eventually, as we know from his relative, I think it was Mary Trump, somebody told us that he had a relative, a relative told us that he had somebody else take the test so he could get in. So for his last 2 years of undergrad, he got to go to the University of Pennsylvania. He likes to pretend that he wants you to believe he has an MBA from Wharton. He does not. Trump does not have an advanced degree. Trump could not even get in as a freshman. He was a transfer student. Even with all of his dad's money, even with the cheating, they still couldn't pull it off. And we've had experts say that he's got the intellect of maybe a third grader. I mean, he can't speak above even an 8th grade level. And he got very angry and had his little buddy Jeff Zucker kick me off the air. I remember it was one night I was on CNN, and Trump had backed out of a Fox News debate. He was afraid of Megyn Kelly back before she turned into a MAGA sellout. But he was afraid of her. So he backed out of the debate. And I said on the air, prime time on Don Lemon's show, everybody knows that Trump is a bad debater. That's why he won't debate. Trump sounds, and it's supposed to be on foreign affairs, part of the debate. I said, Trump sounds like a third grader giving an faking his way through an oral report on current affairs. Zing, right? And I was right, and everybody knows it. That is exactly what Trump sounds like. And he's gotten worse because of the dementia, because he just doesn't care anymore that he got the job. He stayed out of prison. Trump cheats at everything. Trump is trying now to have MAGA cheat in congressional elections. They know that they are in big trouble in the midterms. So they are simply going to redraw congressional districts in Texas, gerrymander. Usually the redrawing is after a census. When you kind of know if the population has shifted, you're only supposed to shift those lines a little bit to accommodate the changing population over the course of a decade. He's just out and out stealing 5 congressional seats. So kudos to Gavin Newsom for saying, all right, we'll do it in California. We got a lot of congressional seats in California. I want them to do it in New York. I think every state that can, that's led by Democrats, needs to do it. It might change our country forever, but guess what, guys? If we don't do something, we are changed forever. I think we actually are changed forever because of Trump. He's evil. He's a traitor. He's a thief. He's a convicted felon. He is a cheater. Trump cheats at everything. And he has the help of Republicans, the help of Leonard Leo, Cambridge Analytica. You know, the Mercers? Whatever happened to them, huh? He cheats. He doesn't just lie and steal, he cheats at everything and everybody. He is known all through New York and New Jersey and Florida for cheating contractors. People that come in say it's going to be tens of thousands of dollars to put chandeliers in his Atlantic City casino. You know, the one that went bankrupt. It was really a money laundering operation. You don't go bankrupt with casinos. They are literally money-making machines. It was money laundering. Anyway, he stiffed somebody on those chandeliers. The sister of the guy that he did it to told me. And his brother and her brother never recovered the money. He's done this where people literally go out of business because he cheats them. And he doesn't cheat them because he thinks the work is shoddy or anything like that. I mean, my God, look at the guy. Look at his physical self. Look at his decorating style. He's a hot mess. There isn't anything that could be considered shoddy that, you know, wouldn't pass muster with him. He's the very definition of shoddy. He does it because he's a cheater, because he wants to keep the money for himself. That is how he is governing. Notice the air quotes. He is stealing from us. He is cheating us. And the oligarchs love it because he is stealing for them too. As long as he gets his cut, the bribe, that's what he's doing. Everything about Trump in his entire life is about cheating, lying, stealing. So if you have any doubt, or if you feel like, oh, we have to tiptoe around this issue of him cheating in elections, no, you don't. And of course, MAGA is going to come back and say, oh, no, he says you guys cheated. Trump always accuses others of what he's doing. On my podcast over on Patreon, I had psychiatrist Dr. Jeffrey Grammer on this week, and he had the piece in Salon magazine a few weeks ago about the dangerous psychology of, potential dangerous psychology of these new ICE recruits. What kind of people want these types of jobs under these circumstances? And of course, he can't diagnose a patient until he meets with them, but you generally know the boundaries here. And so I had him on to talk about that. And we also talked about Trump. And he said Trump has that Munchausen's disease by proxy almost. It's similar in that rather than illness, he will create a mess and then swoop in to be the savior. But it's usually after he's been able to cheat and get something out of it for himself. You cannot give him the benefit of the doubt any longer. I was shocked when people did it in 2015 and 2016, especially in New York where they knew who he was. And the media executives, the TV executives, just gorging on the ratings. And I think that they never really thought this could happen. They thought, yeah, we're going to have some fun with this. We'll be a little bit of a Trump cheater too, bend the rules of journalism. They didn't take their roles in our society, in history, seriously, and they blew it for us. Les Moonves of CBS, Jeff Zucker of CNN especially. We all knew what Roger Ailes was. Jeff Zucker was the real disappointment. Hope he burns in hell for what he did, giving us Trump. And he knew what Trump was. But again, he cheated too for Trump. Trump gets people around him to cheat as long as they get something out of it too. Remember, Jeff Zucker, when he was head of NBC's entertainment at NBC, he greenlit The Apprentice for Trump, which then got him the job running NBC. And then Trump bragged that he got Zucker the job at CNN. So Jeff Zucker knew that what they were doing at CNN during the primary in 2015 and 2016 wasn't journalism. He knew he was cheating for Trump and to get something out of it. Cheap ratings. And they had that CNN staff town hall meeting where they all, I guess, plugged in from all their various studios and throughout the country, maybe internationally. The senior staff were complaining that they were afraid that they were making that their 24/7 coverage of Trump was going to make Trump the nominee. They were uncomfortable because these were people who actually practiced journalism and they felt that they were cheating for Trump. And Jeff Zucker said, I don't care. Keep the cameras on him till the eyeballs leave. Cheating. I've talked before about how Trump gets people, maybe they think, oh, we're just going to play around this. We'll get a little bit something out of it. I'll be a little bit MAGA. I'll do a little bit here to get something out of it. Better lobbying gig, a TV contract, whatever. I'll cheat a little bit. Well, then Trump gets people to actually commit crimes, and then they're all in. Once he gets you to commit a crime for him, then you have to keep committing more crimes for him. That's how the mafia does it. That is who Trump is. And when you look at the whole long list of things he's cheated at in his life and the bankruptcies, he can't even open a charity because they stole from a children's cancer charity, he and his family. Why don't we talk about that more? Trump University fraud case, fraud in New York, and he's actually now having Tish James investigated. She didn't indict him. Grand jury did. Trump is a criminal. And now he has our federal government and all of our taxes at his disposal to lie and cheat and steal more. Please stop acting surprised. Expect it. Don't go, well, I hope he doesn't do it this time. Maybe he learned his lesson. Yeah, we've been hearing that for a long time, right? You have to go into this assuming, expecting, and looking for him cheating. And if your MAGA friends, if you still have them, they go, oh, you're just paranoid or you're just looking for stuff, ignore them. This is a fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 18, 27, 37, 115 times. Shame on me. Okay? Expect it. Use the language. Call him a cheater, a liar, a criminal, all the time. And if you are in some kind of a debate or you feel like, if this is a conversation or you're on social media, maybe keep a little list ready or keep a long list ready so you can pull out 2 or 3 examples and keep going down the list if you need to. Because here's the thing. MAGA that claims he doesn't cheat, that he's not a criminal, that he doesn't lie, cheat, and steal, that he isn't a traitor, they know that he is. I'd say 80% of them know, in fact, that he is. What they don't want to admit is that they don't care and that they like it. So we better understand the battle we're in and the war we're in. And you shouldn't be tap dancing around and, kind of being afraid to use the language. Trump is a cheater. He cheated in every election. He will cheat in the next elections. He's trying to cheat in the midterms. And if he can't cheat to run again, probably only because Putin's going to stop him. Or his dementia and his health issues. He lies about his health. He only came out with that health information a few weeks ago because the Wall Street Journal was coming out with a little bit of information on the compromise, on the Jeffrey Epstein stuff that they have on him. This was his way of slowing it down, hinting to Putin and Elon Musk that he will start the process of being prepared to have to resign for health issues. He seems to have backed off on that a little bit, doesn't he? So this is the type of thing that's going on behind the scenes. But he'll even try and lie, cheat, and steal on that. I think that he has to deliver Ukraine for Putin. That's the only thing that matters. Putin wants him out because he failed on the drones, as we've talked about pretty routinely here in this space. It's all about Ukraine. So Trump is thinking he can either soften up his MAGA base and Republican voters so that whatever comes out, when it comes out, the worst of the compromise, they're okay with it. It's not enough to topple him. Now, he will still cheat, but in order to cheat, and this is a really important point, I probably should have made this point earlier in the video here. Remember, I've told you before that a whistleblower alleges that Karl Rove once told her that if a state is within 3 percentage points on election day, on election night, you can cheat undetected. So we have been a 50-50 nation for years. We're never going to have these landslides again, like the Reagan-Mondale stuff. So it's always going to be close. And because we have this stupid electoral college system, that's what makes this possible. So as long as it's close, as long as Trump can keep it close, he can always cheat. Republicans can always cheat, and they will. It's harder to cheat when it's too disparate, but they will. Anyway, that's all for now. We'll talk more about this later.